a web scraper, and a sentiment app. We have it all in this episode. So join me and I will show you how to combine the two.
Welcome back, everyone. Web scraper and sentiment apps. You're going to hear that a lot when it comes to Python. What are these and how can we combine the two? It's actually a simple process, and I'm going to show you how it works. So, without further ado, let me start by showing you the finished product.
I've created a folder. I call it Stock Sentiment App. Again, just a disclaimer that this is for educational purposes only. Stocks are risky. You invest at your own risk. Now, let's get straight to it. Opening the folder, we have the code. I will get into the code very shortly and explain a bit about the libraries. We could see that it's already set up in our virtual environment, and let's just run this and see what we get. So here we are. The idea here is that it allows users to search for news articles related to stocks, but not necessarily stocks. It could be just about anything, um, and analyze their sentiment. Essentially, the way it works is that it scrapes. In this case, if you put in the name of NVIDIA, for instance, or Apple, it scrapes financial news from the web and it extracts article contents and it will perform a sentiment analysis using both what is known as TextBlob and Vader sentiment analysis libraries. And those are unique to Python and really make Python a powerful analysis tool. Um, in general, the app features a clean, user-friendly interface here, as you could see, where you could search for different terms. So let's put Apple, for instance, and let's just click on search. And we see that it has detected 8 articles. Just a note that you're not going to always have an article available because um, also data extraction is challenging as different news sites format their dates differently. Um, However, the implementation here tries multiple approaches. So, for instance, date filtering capability, even though it's not 100% accurate as some news sites uh, don't really provide clear publication dates or use formats that are difficult or they use formats that are a little difficult to for the code to parse. For search results, pages that don't include dates, the code really attempts to visit the article where the URLs where the URL is concerned to find the date and see if it is included in the URL. However, that approach it tends to slow down the search process. So as we could see here, we entered Apple and it found a couple of articles, and we could see that there's some that are neutral, some that are negative, and some that are positive. We don't have a preview for all as advised, but there are some that do have a preview. So if we wanted to see the full article, we just click on full article, and that pretty much gives us um, a review, well, basically what the article contains. We can X out, as we could see that it opened the info in another tab. We could see the text blob analysis, and it uses something called polarity, which is either a -1 or +1. Of course, -1 being negative in terms of articles, +1 being positive. In this case, we got a polarity of 0.16 and a subjectivity of 0.40, and that one uses a 0 to 1 zero yeah, a 0 to 1 um, uh, threshold. The Vader analysis, we have that as well, and you could look these up a bit more. What are text blob analysis and Vader analysis when it comes to sentiment analysis, as again very unique to well, um, these are libraries that were created that are unique to Python, but in general, text blob analysis and Vader analysis are used in other languages as well. And basically, terms of gauging if something is positive or negative. So let's close that one and let's filter just by positive. And there we go. So we have the two positive ones. If we wanted to filter just by neutral, we have the neutral articles. And in terms of negative, there is one uh, negative article. We don't have the known date. So let's see if we go for last month, all. So this is the previous month, but again, it wasn't able to really gauge the date. Let's try a different company. And currently it's got the info, and here we go. So again, we could filter, and looks like these are all, well, these are neutral. Let's try all. Were there any others? And we have a date here in this one, but in most of them, or the vast majority, there's no date. Some of these articles, we could again preview them, have a quick look, and yeah, I do encourage you to try and work with the code, see if you can make the fonts a little bigger, change fonts. You could add, I was thinking of adding some pie charts. So basically, maybe one big pie chart, um, maybe somewhere in the middle here or in a corner, that will look at all the articles and give a general overview of what it has detected. Or you could just figure some other indications. You could maybe add some graphs, um, bar charts, etc. in terms of, or maybe even compare more than one company in terms of which one is more positive, which one is more negative. You could absolutely do that. I encourage you to go ahead and explore and just push the limits of the NLP. Let's have a look at the code. So we see that we have a couple of libraries, and just an FYI that I also added a README. So this one I will post in the my GitHub repository, and I will have the link as always in this at the bottom of the episode. And you could use pretty much the information here to create something similar. Of course, I'm also going to provide the full code in my repository, and it just provides you with basically all the power you need to go ahead and explore web scraping and sentiment analysis and how they work together. Um, That is pretty much it. What I did want to show you here is the libraries. So we'd always have tkinter. Tkinter is, or short TK. Basically, this if you just hover over it, it will show you that it's used for essentially labels, text, buttons, radio buttons, all kinds of search field buttons and um, text boxes and so on. So tkinter, whenever you have graphical user interface, it's used in that. Beautiful Soup is a the web scraper, and you have a description as to what it is, how it works if you just hover over it. Um, of course, we have other modules like date time, and we have text blog. We have the Vader sentiment. Um, Hovering over, you could pretty much see if it's a function. So it's a really neat way to see how this is structured. All in all, this is not a complex structure, and the NLP was pretty much able to transform natural language to code uh, quite simply. And I think I may have had just one or two small modifications to it, but other than that, it was really pretty much smooth sailing. And yeah, a lot of these, what you will see here, these are mainly functions. So lots of functions, if, elif. So basically, if you choose hour, day, week, month, the previous day, this is the nomenclature for that code. And you could see how well defined and structured this is as a Python program. And pretty much you have an explanation for every single component that you see here. And basically, as you could see, it's all broken down fairly straightforward and simple. And you could just dwell into this for hours and hours, uh, and just have fun changing things around and seeing how they work and how it's put together. And this, we could see here, it's a variable um, for sentiment. Then we have a variable for polarity. Um, all of these you could play around with. You can even expand the geometry of the window. So just essentially have fun with this and update it and upgrade it to your needs and likes. So that's pretty much it for this session, and hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It just or send me a comment. It really allows me uh, to see that it's helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye for now.